from the ashes to school the masses. Hello everyone, welcome to episode 109 of the Scholars of Wrestling Show. I'm your man behind the microphone, Scholar Jeff. To my left is Scholar Tarek.
You better watch out, fool. When you take a swing, I'm gonna miss. You're gonna miss.
Oh, shade on Rick.
Hey, at least he's actually acknowledging it. He's pretty much pulling a Steve Harvey's, making a joke out of it now.
And the other disembodied voice you're listening to is Scholar Brian.
No introduction needed. Stupidity will abound.
Oh, and there is a lot of stupidity to go around, and well beyond this show.
What was your response with that whole Shane McMahon mess up?
Honestly, I didn't get back home in time to watch it, so I didn't even see it.
We giggled.
We
were like, wait a minute.
I love what was the best part is that he caught it. He's like, I'm gonna miss. You're gonna miss.
You're gonna swing, and I'm gonna miss. You're gonna miss. We got a nice little. Wait a minute. Did he just say that? Oh, he caught it. Okay.
He caught it. At least he caught it.
Oh yeah. Well, we're definitely gonna be going into all the different things surrounding the rest of this week in wrestling. But first, our first stop on this tour of madness is, of course, the way we always kick this show off, with a little bit of backstage news.
Indeed. Let us go ahead and peek behind those curtains and check in on a little
backstage news.
Meh.
I choose not to meh right now.
Yes.
It's not a very good meh.
You're right. It's not a very good week for news.
You're a meh failure. This week in news is meh.
Everything about this week is meh.
So
everything.
So you know what? I think we should just get the big elephant out of the way right now. Broken this week by TMZ of all people, Sting is retiring.
It was broken today, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was broken this morning on the day of this recording.
Day of this recording.
Yeah, so by the time this goes up, it will have been earlier in the week.
Because I'm dumb.
Because, you know, continuity.
Boom.
But yeah, it's kind of sad to hear this. Because, you know, we were hoping for at least, you know,
one more match.
Thank you.
It's sad to hear this, but
it's not surprising.
But it's not unexpected. The way that last match ended with Seth Rollins, I was pretty sure. That was it, because he tried to go above and beyond. There's no reason that he should have been taking power bombs in the turnbuckles. And he paid the price. So
hell, it all started when he got pushed through the Spanish announce table and the monitor hit the back of his neck.
Yeah.
Ooh. At that moment, you thought it was done. I'm like, ooh.
Here's the deal with Sting, okay? You got your WrestleMania match. You got your WWE title match. So it's like, okay,
goodbye.
For him, it's like, and you're getting your Hall of Fame spot this year. It's like, okay, I'm good. Sting can ride off into the sunset. He had his run in the WWE, however short it may have been, but we got what we needed to get other than what we wanted in the first place, Sting versus Taker. But take care of your body, man. Mm-hmm. That's what this is, another one of those. It's what it comes down to. You are, what, your late 40s? Early 50s?
Yeah, he's 50.
Yeah, he's 50 years old. Time to take care of yourself.
Yeah, apparently, from what I've been reading, this is actually the same thing that caused Edge to retire.
Mm-hmm.
Same kind of injury.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Well, then, yeah, definitely, because if Edge said if he took another bump, he could have been paralyzed forever. So, yeah, if this is the same kind of injury, go on home, Sting. You did good enough for me in the WWE.
Now, having said all that, there is one pressing question that really does need to be asked right now, or at least I really need to ask that. Had Sting been able to continue, would we have ever seen, in your opinion, would we have ever gotten the dream match, him versus Undertaker?
Eventually.
You think we would have seen it?
It would have happened eventually.
It would.
Would it happen at WrestleMania?
It could have happened at this WrestleMania. They were in such desperate means once Cena went down that we could have definitely gotten Sting versus Taker, but with the injury, man.
Well, to be perfectly honest, as much as we all want to see Sting versus Taker at Mania, I'm pretty sure WWE would be like, we've got other people in mind. Hence,
yeah, because let's face it,
honestly,
the match itself wasn't going to be great. It was all about the spectacle.
I could be,
but what you
true.
want, but from what I understand, what they wanted this year was Cena versus Undertaker. So
that would have been interesting.
Once Cena went down, because the streak's over. The streak's over. You don't have to worry about Cena being the one to break it. So yeah, give me Cena Undertaker. But once Cena went down and it was confirmed that he wasn't going to be able to wrestle at WrestleMania, they were in desperation mode, so they brought back Shane.
You know what we're going to do? You know what
I
I think WWE is going to do? Because we're going to just get, if anything, a backstage segment of Undertaker and Sting bumping into each other. Just one quick stare down, and that'll be the end of it. Granted, I would like to see the stare down in the ring, but because they're going to be preparing for Taker versus Shane McMahon, I don't think that's going to happen. But if anything, if they are going to have like a little stare down, probably next year, if they want to have it in the ring. But if that's not the case, I just definitely see it being a backstage moment.
If nothing else, they could always use that kind of a moment as a build for the Hall of Fame, since he's going in this year.
Or when they announce the Hall of Famers and they have them come out, have it right before the Undertaker Shane McMahon match, and Taker comes out as Sting is walking to the back. You get everyone's walking to the back. Sting goes last, and then the bong hits, and Taker comes out. They have a little stare down, and Sting goes to the back.
Honestly, I don't think that would happen, because I think they would want to have Shane McMahon come out first.
Because you can't. I don't want it
with Undertaker's WrestleMania entrances.
I don't want it in the backstage area.
I don't want it in the backstage area either.
I don't want... Well, the only way that you get it this year would be either at the Hall of Fame itself, or during that part where Sting comes, where they do everyone on the podium. That's the only time. And they're not going to bring out The Undertaker before his match.
But they're also not going to have Undertaker... They're not going to have someone come out during an Undertaker WrestleMania entrance, because you know how super elaborate they go all out with Undertaker's entrances. And like I said, I think Shane McMahon is going to go in first. They pretty much said it was like once Undertaker closes that door.
So we could put the kibosh on a Sting Taker segment, at least for me.
Yeah, at least not WrestleMania. They can always do any number of things.
I also don't feel like that's a thing for Raw.
Neither do I.
At least,
it could be the night after WrestleMania on that Raw.
I guess, but when you want to see a WrestleMania promo, like, oh, WrestleMania's this big spectacle, you would want to have one moment of seeing Sting and Undertaker in the ring together. Something similar to having the clip of Rock and Hulk Hogan.
True, but then again, since the WrestleMania crowd is likely going to be sticking around for the Raw afterwards, again, is it ideal? Maybe, maybe not, but I can definitely see them being able to do that. I can see the crowd and everybody else being okay with that, especially when you get that kind of a moment similar to what they did with the Ric Flair send-off at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
With someone like the level that Sting is at, I can see it. It's not outside the realm of possibility.
But let's remember, Ric Flair was a special case because he also spent like 7 or 8 years wrestling full time for the WWE before his WrestleMania send-off.
I'm well aware.
So
I'm well aware. I'm just saying that there is a precedent.
There is a precedent, but there were underlying circumstances that allowed something like that to happen. I don't know if Sting's 2 matches are going to be enough for an entire for everyone for it to be the same kind of thing as Ric Flair.
It might not be. It's certainly not going to be the same level of send off. But if there was to be any sort of moment at all, that's just one way of many it could be done.
I can see myself the Shawn Michaels send off after he lost to Undertaker the second time.
I can see
you
that,
do
yes.
a main event promo.
Agreed.
And
yes.
and then after the show ends, you have a bunch of people come down. They put that up on YouTube,
or on the network.
You get the
right.
But you get the send off promo. I can see that more than a Ric Flair type deal.
I think I gave off the wrong impression. The Ric Flair is like a once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah, because that got like an entire hour of the show.
Yeah, I'm not suggesting that by any stretch of the imagination. What you suggested with Shawn Michaels, I can definitely see that being way more likely. Now, before we move on, I did notice something funny that WWE has been doing lately. I've noticed that anytime something absolutely horrible happens, they end up hyping up Shinsuke Nakamura in some capacity.
I saw the video.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, something horrible happened, something horrible got announced. But look, it's Nakamura. Hey, you like Nakamura? Yay!
We do have good things coming.
Yeah,
we have a light at the end of this dark tunnel.
I'm not sure if that was.
Look at Neville's ankle going this way. It's Shinsuke.
Injuries, retirements, injuries. Oh, hey, Shinsuke. Hey, there you go. You like him?
Stinger's retiring. And Neville barely has an ankle anymore. But hey, we got Shinsuke.
but we got Shinsuke. But still, I'm very mixed. Like just hearing all the news today. Like I was like, oh dang, we got Sting retiring and all this stuff, and like all of a sudden Shinsuke again. I'm like, yeah, that's a thing that's happening. It sure is.
Because they finally announced it on TV. Shinsuke versus Sami Zayn at TakeOver Dallas. We've known for a while now because of spoilers, but they finally got to the episode where they announced it.
Which, by the way, I do want to put this as an aside right here. For SummerSlam weekend, it's going to be in our neck of the woods, including an NXT TakeOver show, like the night beforehand. If Nakamura's on the card, I want to go.
Oh yeah. Course.
If Nakamura's on the card, I am getting tickets. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah. I'm in.
Oh, yeah.
The chance to see Nakamura live, the shot I never thought I'd ever have.
He's already...
He's getting ready to check that off his bucket list.
Yes.
The G1 Climax has arrived early.
Has arrived to the United States.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't where I was going with it.
It got a lot.
Liar.
It definitely got weird when you have Jeff actually into it, into the climax.
That's what she said. Oh, she's a whore. Okay, now that the sound levels are in the red due to my influence,
due to your climaxing.
Let's talk about something. Let's talk about something sort of sad for a change.
Sort of sad. What could be sort of sad?
Uncle Bray is hurt.
Yeah, that's not sort of sad. That is very sad.
Suddenly, Roadblock makes sense.
Well, let me explain. There's been varying reports that I've been reading lately. Obviously, we're talking about
Moving on.
We're talking about Bray Wyatt's back injury. Earlier reports have suggested that it's pretty severe, pretty significant. Dave Meltzer on the Wrestling Observer just recently said that it probably isn't as bad as people are making it out to be. While it's still significant, it won't keep him out of action for that long. And apparently they've got more plans for Bray Wyatt after after WrestleMania, which isn't a little encouraging.
Yeah.
And I actually just watched a video that is a WWE.com exclusive of him basically hinting at something going on between Brock Lesnar, Undertaker, and Triple H. He hints something there, and of course he pulls a Harry Potter quote as something wicked this way comes. Run. Everyone, run.
suddenly, because everyone was a little like, what? When Luke Harper came out at Roadblock, Bray Wyatt did absolutely nothing and just let Luke Harper get beat on for 8 minutes. But now this makes a little bit more sense. They're trying to protect his back. Okay, you got
And they're trying to protect
Do they
him.
know when this happened?
It must be at some house show.
I really don't know.
Did it happen before his match with Ambrose on that Monday?
Honestly, I don't know. I have
because
to look into
if he's got a potentially severe back injury, okay, and he went that hard with Dean Ambrose, so I don't think it's that serious. It's gonna be enough to keep him off of TV. I can see them keeping him off of WrestleMania now, maybe making an appearance and having the three guys. And having Luke Harper, Rowan, and Braun Strowman, who's probably going to be the winner in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. You have a nice little segment of Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania just doing his creepy Uncle Bray deal.
Actually, from what I've read, with what's going on with this, they're planning on keeping the entire family off WrestleMania. All four of them are gonna be off WrestleMania this year.
That might be interesting.
Well, suddenly, I still don't care about the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, but hey, if it's not Braun Strowman winning, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
That's such a sad thing to say. You don't care about the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
After the first two, and what happened after them, no one gives a shit.
The only real complaint I have about it is that you win the trophy, and that's it. Nothing comes from it. You don't get put in a spot.
Don't you know that's how the WWE rolls nowadays?
Well, to be fair,
King of the Ring means nothing. Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, Cesaro won it. Nothing happened. He got Paul Heyman as a manager, fought for the Intercontinental title once, and then nothing.
Well, to be fair, this is only going to be the third year that they've done this. So until now, there's really hasn't been enough time to set up some sort of pattern of precedence here.
Well, the pattern of precedence is that nothing happens after they win.
Because nothing has happened yet. Really, the Big Show, he's that guy who needed to win at one point.
At the cost of Sandow.
At the cost of Sandow, which, again, poor thinking, but... In his individual case, Sandow or not, he just being the Big Show, he kind of had to win something like this at one point. Cesaro is Cesaro. He's got his own unique challenges. And depending on who wins it this year, that's... again, there's too many possibilities to call.
The optimist is back.
You know what?
No, that's realism. Because there's a lot we still don't know yet, and there's a lot that can change.
Well,
there's a lot that already has changed.
I'll say this.
You go first.
I'll say this, okay? You guys might care about the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. They had 2 shots to get me invested. They got one more. Okay? If whoever wins, if nothing happens this year, they get no more chances for me. They are on the line. They are on the line of not caring or only care. I only care a little bit at this point. Little smidgen. If whoever wins this year, something needs to happen for the person who wins, or the match is pointless until the end of time. Now for me.
Okay, the gauntlet has been laid down.
Hey, for me, as long as it's not Mark Henry, because it's like, oh, let's give him this because he's retiring.
I wouldn't be surprised, honestly.
Honestly, yeah, Snatch just said that.
As much as I enjoy the sexual chocolate chants, you're welcome. I'm like siding with Brian. I want something important to come out of this, at least for the winner. And yeah, if it's just because Mark Henry's retiring, give him this. I like Andre the Giant. I liked him as Fezzik in Princess Bride, so I'll keep my optimism afloat. Mm-hmm. Barely, but afloat.
You get one. That's it.
Speaking of afloat, I'm not sure if you guys have heard this. Apparently, everyone's selling their brains.
All we
I knew about
do
Kevin.
is eat your brain.
I knew about Kevin Nash.
Yes.
Who else? Yeah, who else added that?
To get everyone on the speed who might not know about this already, apparently several wrestlers have agreed to donate their brains to science for concussion research. The first of these being Kevin Nash. Apparently, Rob Van Dam has offered this.
I could see Rob Van Dam.
Mick Foley has done that. And now just recently, Jeff Hardy has also said he wants to do it.
Whatever's left of his brain.
I know, right?
Yeah, I'm not so sure about Kevin Nash.
Actually, of all of them, Mick Foley is the best candidate.
Yeah, Mick Foley and Rob Van Dam.
Well,
Rob Van Dam made a living in ECW getting hit in the face with chairs.
Hell, when you just want to look at Mick Foley, he got handcuffed and hit how many times with a steel chair by The Rock?
Oh yeah, like 15.
Yeah.
So
that's
just that one match alone.
Yeah, all these guys, obviously Mick Foley has the most well-known and the most well-documented, but I'm sure all these guys have had concussions or some sort of head injuries or trauma already. Mm-hmm. So, no matter what you can glean from all this, a lot of people seem to be on board with the idea of when they die, they can donate their brains to science.
Honestly, I just want them to plug in Kevin Nash's brain to a TV and just all of a sudden just see him, like a memory of him recording Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Secrets of the Ooze, him as the Super Shredder. I'm sorry.
Brand new footage for the new movie.
It's like the deleted scene that no one has ever seen because it's only from Kevin Nash's eyes.
The deleted scene that no one ever wanted to see.
Except for you.
Except for me. Because, I still geeked out when CM Punk called Kevin Nash Super Shredder.
Hey, so did I. To be fair, I did.
Yeah.
Because I've been calling him Super Shredder, for a good weeks before he did it. And I said it, literally a minute before he did it. It's like, our minds connected.
Just watch. Because of this, Tarek is going to...
I'm not being Super Shredder for Halloween.
No. Tarek is going to spend the next 10 years doing brain research, and then virtual reality research, and then by the time Kevin Nash actually does pass away, he's actually going to develop this, crazy Batman Forever... Edward Nygma brain reading tech, and then you're going to be like, and then that's how you're going to extract the footage of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and you're going to be like, yeah, you see, I told you all, I'm a genius.
That sounds so far-fetched, but knowing Tarek,
I'd rather get it from Ernie Reyes Jr., who played Keno in Ninja Turtles 2, but he also was the fighter. He was also the Donatello fighting turtle in the first Ninja Turtles movie. So because now I would get both movies fighting through Donatello's eyes and Super Shredder's eyes. There you go, win.
What other professional wrestling podcast will randomly introduce Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trivia? None other, I suggest.
You know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
Only scholars.
Only scholars.
Whether you like that or not, it's up to you.
You're getting it anyway.
There's some scholars trivia for you when it's not even wrestling related. Now you know, and knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. That's right.
Speaking of things out of nowhere, I'm sure
out of nowhere.
What is the Randy Orton thing now? Story?
Well, only tangentially. I'm talking about WWE Roadblock.
Oh, the biggest waste of my Saturday.
Well, I proposed the question, is it? Is it really? Mostly because wasn't able to see this live. After the fact, I looked on the WWE Network, and the only match that I was interested in at all was Dean Ambrose versus Triple H. I heard it was really good. I checked it out. I thought it was really great. I enjoyed it.
The best match on the card for me, well, Dean Ambrose versus Triple H would be second.
Really? What beats it to you?
The NXT Tag Team title match. That was no botching. That was what I want tag teams to be. The best big guy I've seen in years is Cass.
Really?
That match had me invested on the edge of my seat for the entire time because they jumped off the blocks doing that move where Cass picks up Enzo runs at the ropes, then Cass just picks him up and chucks him at the other team on the outside. That was like one of the first moves of the match, and it didn't let up from there, and it was a good 15 minutes long. So Dean Ambrose versus Triple H was very good, with the caveat of I knew what was going to happen at the end when it happened. So I was like, what gives the tag team title match, the NXT tag team title match, the edge to me is I didn't know what was going to happen.
That's fair.
It could have gone either way. Once it got to a certain point in the Dean Ambrose versus Triple H match, you knew exactly how this match was going to go down. Where you didn't in that match, that's why it gets my top.
I can see that.
For me, I actually am siding with Brian in this one. That the tag team match was all in all the more entertaining match. Once the rest of the card was going on, it just was like, okay, this is just nothing more than a glorified house show. And it definitely was meaning nothing when you had Chris Jericho come out, bash Canada, and you have Jack Swagger, the patriotic real American defending Canada.
I must say though, that promo was fantastic.
Yeah, Jericho.
Some of the best work that Jericho's done since he came back. Even in recent comebacks, like that's the best promo I've heard from him since his suit heel days.
Hell, honestly, the best Jericho heel promo is just when he comes out. Yeah, bye.
I gotta admit, that was really fun.
Those were Jericho definitely knows.
You want Brett? Well, you're never getting him again.
Well, the best thing is when Jericho actually cares about what's going on when he comes back. You can tell when he actually cares. Oh, yeah. Like something catches his eye, he's on his A game. But when he just comes back just for the sake of coming back, he doesn't give a shit.
I guarantee you, he heard that they signed AJ Styles, and he was like, "I want in now."
He signed AJ Styles.
I wanted
yes,
in
please.
yesterday.
Yeah, you don't even have to give me a contract. Write it up later. We'll sign later. Give me AJ Styles now.
And then at the end, get well soon, Brett. He just grabs it and rips it. I'm like, man, I thought my heel tactic on Bret Hart was bad. Which I probably won't go into because I don't want to get complete
remember,
hate.
This is also the dude who stomped on the Brazilian flag.
I told you what I said, right?
This is old school heel tactics. You've got two of the best old school heels in the business today, Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho on the promo side and Kevin Owens on just the mannerisms and what he does in the ring. So when Chris Jericho gets the mic and he's a bad guy and he actually cares about the feud he's in, you get greatness like the promo before the match at Roadblock.
It actually gets me more interested in the fourth match they're going to have, which is going to be at WrestleMania. But you know what? I ain't even mad anymore. Because just seeing how much Jericho is actually in on this makes me more interested because he's not going to half-ass it like he did with Fandango.
He hasn't been... I haven't seen him this energized to be in a WWE product since the spring battles with CM Punk went in 2012.
Yeah.
Okay, like this right here is the Jericho I like to see.
Wait, which one? The one where he just like, I want CM Punk back because I want to fight him, or the drunk relatives?
The drunk
feud.
Relatives.
Okay.
The drunk relatives feud.
Okay, well, just going back to the original thing for a second here. Again, this is after just hearing you guys say this actually makes me want to go back and check out that tag match because I honestly love this match a lot.
Oh, don't get
Meltzer
me...
alone actually rated this at like 4.25 stars.
The tag match?
No,
or the Dean Ambrose.
Dean Ambrose.
Don't get me wrong. I loved the Dean Ambrose match. It just shows, and it's pretty much their proof how high they are on Dean Ambrose, where they actually had him pin Triple H. Granted, it was for a stupid thing to keep the match going. Oh, his feet was under the ropes with, the imaginary line that they add in, and the commentators were so into how, his feet was under the ropes. Yet, I've seen plenty of times where matches end and the guys' arms, feet, and so on were under the rope. This is just how.
Yeah, I thought that Triple H was gonna get the rope because as soon as Dean Ambrose went for the pin, I was like, he's too close. He's too close. Something's gonna happen. Triple H has got to grab the rope, and he hit 3, and I was like, oh, what? and I was like, I have been proven wrong, and I have never been happier. And then the ref gets off and waves it off. I was like, fucking knew it.
However,
I knew it was too good to be true.
However, I do have to touch upon this before we move on. The next night on Raw, surprise Mick Foley appearance.
Oh, that caught my attention.
He comes back and he gives him
Lucille. I'm sorry, wrong franchise.
He literally says, "Consider this a passing of the torch."
And
he pulls out the barbed wire bat, and it makes so much sense. It's like the thing it's a Christmas gift I never knew I wanted.
I never thought about it until you would think it would be an easy comparison to make. Right? But I did not think about it once until I saw them on screen together, and I was like, yeah.
Turtles keep coming back. Only on Scholars.
It's one of those, now that it's in front of my face, of course that's the comparison
and
to
you
make.
know what? It was that moment that it hit me. No matter what they do to Dean Ambrose right now, he is in the Mick Foley spot right now. He might not get to the title shot right away, but he's super over with the fans, and sooner rather than later,
he will get that belt.
He will get the big belt.
He is he is the undervalued main event player.
Bingo.
Which is exactly what Mick Foley was. Undervalued but loved by all.
And eventually that talent will go recognized.
Yeah, as I said, I expect it by the end of the summer.
And you know what? This match, his match between him and Brock Lesnar, that is the one match that is actually propelling all my hype for WrestleMania this year. This is the match.
This is his stepping point. Okay? If this... I don't even care if he wins at this point. If he goes...
I do.
No, it's one of those... I don't care if he wins, but if he puts in a performance, this is his epic, Mick Foley. This is going to be his epic Mick Foley match. Mm-hmm. This could be his...
It'll make him a star.
This could be his Mankind Hell in a Cell. Win or lose, this match is going to make him a star no matter what, in my eyes.
Of course.
Mm-hmm. Okay, of course, everybody wants him to win. But just Mick Foley giving you Barbie, and then you have... This is exactly what it is. It's Dean Ambrose's Mankind Hell in a Cell. That is exactly what this is. This is going to be the jump-off point to get Dean Ambrose fully integrated in the main event. He's been hanging around. He's getting his shots. But this is it. He has to perform. And this is Dean Ambrose. He will.
You guys took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I can't. There's nothing more I could add to that you guys have already said. Just, that was awesome.
Yes.
I can't wait to see that barbed wire bat in action at WrestleMania.
And you know what? We still got time till WrestleMania. I'll bet you we're gonna see it sooner than we think. But until then, Fool, I believe you've got some Scholars Quick Talk for us.
Indeed. Unfortunately, it's only 2. I tried.
Hey,
I tried to at least get 4, but it's better than none.
Yeah, fire away whenever you're ready.
Since you guys were talking about how you were just so into the Dean Ambrose Brock Lesnar match, and we pretty much said little to nothing about Roman Reigns coming back and getting booed out of the building on Raw.
You're right.
Which I actually told. I don't know who I told. I think I told either you or Charlie, Brian, and I was like, they're gonna edit this on YouTube. They're gonna have the video, and they're just gonna turn down the audience booing this, and that's exactly what they did.
And I read a tweet. Okay, it was glorious. Okay, it said Roman Reigns could cure cancer, end ISIS, and something else.
I remember you telling me this.
Something
and
else. He'd still get booed. I'm like, because this is like, anybody else does this run-in, the place goes nuts. Every critic loves it.
Hey,
everything.
I'll do you one better. I was actually on a thread on Reddit today that supposedly had the footage listed of Roman getting booed. They must have had like 5 different mirrors from YouTube, from Dailymotion, all these different places. They all got pulled from a copyright strike from WWE. They're pulling them all off.
Yeah.
It's like maximum damage control just for that one moment.
Yeah, I'm like, anybody else does this running. Anybody. Could be the lowest jobber in the company. Could be Heath Slater.
Could be Zack Ryder.
Okay? The place goes insane. The internet critics love it because this is typical Attitude Era. They're fighting everywhere. There's blood. Referees are getting taken out. Security people are getting taken out. But because it's Roman Reigns,
the fans just don't care.
The fans don't care. The critics don't want it.
So back to Scholars Quick Talk.
The quick question:
is there anything WWE can do to make the WWE universe interested in Triple H versus Roman Reigns?
No.
Fire Roman Reigns.
Don't fire him, but no. It's not his fault.
Is there something you can do? Yes. What it is, I couldn't even begin to tell you. That's probably not going to be an easy answer. But the answer does exist.
All right, now I'm going back to Sting and Brian, you even mentioned his very short run in WWE. Was his career in WWE a fail?
I'm not gonna say it's. I'm not gonna say no, just because it may have come. It may have been underwhelming compared to what we would have wanted. Which again, when we're talking about Sting, naturally our minds go to like great grand dream matches like Sting Undertaker or whatever else have you. These matches that we got, I don't think were bad per se. But if there's one thing that they're guilty of, first and foremost, they're probably more guilty than not of just not living up to the hype. Which some of it is WWE's fault. Some of it is not. I mean, no one could have anticipated Sting getting injured when he did. I'm sure he would have gone on to do way more memorable matches. But in terms of, calling it a complete failure, I can't say it is, but it just didn't. In the end, it just didn't live up to what we all hoped.
I'm not gonna say it's a fail because just getting Sting into the WWE and having those 2 matches is a win.
Right.
It's not his. It's not his fault that his body gave out on him. Okay. Yeah, we could have gotten a lot more out of him because I think that he was gonna retire at this WrestleMania no matter what. They had him for the year. do what you will, but I'm done at this WrestleMania. You got a match against Triple H that brought the NWO and DX together one more time for a battle. And whether it was good or not, you had the nostalgia factor and the spectacle, and that's what WrestleMania is. So it's like, okay, that was fine. And he got a title match that was good up until the point where he screwed up his neck. And for me, what you got was pretty much, from what I understand, the best you were going to get. So I think just getting him into WWE in the first place is a win, no matter what the deal is. So no, it wasn't a fail.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I won't say it's a fail, but I will say I don't like the fact that it was once again turned into WCW versus WWE at WrestleMania.
Well, that was just crappy booking for that match.
That was the only thing. That was the only thing that I will say is a fail. Is just certain booking decisions.
Fully agreed.
Which, like you said, the win is getting him there in the first place. Absolutely. It's just, it would have been interesting seeing Sting versus Triple H, not another WCW versus WWE moment. At that point, when they were just building it on just the fact that it's the WWE guy versus a WCW guy, a company that's been dead for, 10 years now?
Yeah.
Maybe longer?
And that's not even the narrative that they were building the entire point. It only became that way on WrestleMania Day.
Exactly.
Yeah, everything up to that was Sting was the one who... Technically, Sting was the one who forced the Authority out for the month and a half that it was gone. Mm-hmm. So that was the whole impetus.
It turned
for
the
match.
Storyline. It made a complete U-turn from getting us interested to basically like, oh, it's just nostalgia, and
it was completely self-indulgent. It was stupid.
I'll shake the hand. I'll shake your hand, Triple H, even though you hit me with a sledgehammer to beat me.
Yeah.
What? And you had the NWO, the enemies of Sting, fighting for him just because it's a WCW.
No.
You know what? I got to see Scott Hall take bumps. That's good enough for me. That's it.
Silver lining, I guess.
Silver lining. Scott Hall can go.
Very, very thin.
A little bit.
Very thin silver lining. Very thin.
Hey. But still, it's something, and
Scott
it's
Hall could go, and Kevin Nash didn't pull a quad.
Yeah.
So that's
and that's it for Scholars Quick Talk.
Although I do have to admit, I do love that tweet that Kevin Nash did right after that match. It's like, injury report. My feelings are hurt that Billy Gunn can still go like a freight train. Other than that, great time.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a conversation for another time. In the meantime, we talked about a lot of stuff. Sting, Dean Ambrose, all that stuff. But you know what? We also want to know what you think. So as always, get in touch with us through any of the usual means. Leave us a comment on this video. If you like what you hear, give us a like, a little thumbs up. We always like that. You can also subscribe to us if you want to hear, if you like what you hear and you want to hear more every single week. Of course, you can also find us on the Facebooks. Look up the Scholars of Wrestling Show. And of course, you can also follow us on Twitter, and we live tweet all the time. We provide commentary every single week. You can find us on our main account at ScholarsOW for all the new episode updates and live tweets. All the major live tweets, anyway. Fool, where can they find you?
You can find me at I'm the Avatar.
Other Brian type person.
Other Brian type
He
person.
forgot my name. Just to
I
let
didn't forget
you know.
your name, Billy.
Oh, Billy.
Oh, Billy. What
You can find me on the Twitter at Atomic Beanpole.
And you can find me at I'm Robbie Rage, all one word. So feel free to...
You got that?
Feel free to flub my lines. Feel free to follow us on the Twitters and engage us. Join the conversation every single week. It's always a ton of fun. Because you know what? You know who we are. We are the Scholars of Wrestling, and you have just been schooled.
You're welcome.
See you all next week.
Undertaker's not a bitch.